Hey guys, I am No Sleeves 12, and this is how to suck less at MLB 20. The video you're going to watch today is my hitting tips for Diamond Dynasty, and I want to be very clear about who this video is for. If you are someone who is below 500 in ranked seasons, if you struggle to win BR ever, if you are below 250 career batting average online, this is the video for you. For the elite players out there, this isn't for you. You might learn a thing or two, but again, these are all the tips and tricks that I've kind of gathered together from the better players that I know personally and my own experience. And I want to help players that really struggle with hitting, and I think that I can do that for you guys. So that is what this video is going to be about today. This is how to suck less at hitting in MLB 20. Let's get into it. So what I want to get across in this video is really how much strategy will help you in MLB 20 when it comes to hitting. And what I mean by that is if you go into a game and you're just trying to react to whatever the pitcher is throwing, you're probably going to strike out 15 times every single game. And if you're watching this video, there's probably a high likelihood that that is what's happening. And it happened to me as well as I, got into the game a little bit more and started getting some tips and understanding and coming up with a strategy that worked, where now finally I can actually, do some damage against anyone regardless of their pitching ability. So the strategy that I want to get across to you guys comes in a few different levels, okay? And the first one is to literally just sit and not swing until 2 strikes. Now, bear with me, because that is not a good way to play baseball. If you get down 0-2 every single at-bat, then you're really just chasing and you're going to strike out quite a bit. And that's fine, because that's already what's happening now. But the thing is, when you go 0-2, you're at least seeing 3 pitches in an at-bat at least. And that is what is most important. I can guarantee you a lot of people that are not good at hitting in this game, like myself early on, you are going to swing at everything, and you're going to see very few pitches because you're really just trying to smash the ball, and that just comes down to a lack of patience, and I totally get it because, again, I went through the same thing. So the most important when watching this is timing the fastball. So I don't mean to just literally drop your controller, not look at the screen, and then pick it up, and now, oh, you're down 0-2, it's time to swing. You need to be moving the PCI along with the pitcher as the pitches are coming in, because, again, there's a wide array of pitchers. I mean, a ton of you are going to see 99 Klubers, and that's fine because, the more common a pitcher is, the more that you're going to pick up on how he actually pitches. But what you're also seeing is his tendency. So does he start an at-bat with a fastball up and in every time? Does he start it with a breaking ball? Does he go out of the zone? And is his strikeout pitch on 0-2 always out of the zone? And the more and more that you see, the longer into a game that you're going to get, you're going to actually be able to tell what is coming, and that is where timing and pitch selection and all of that is going to come together, and you're going to start smashing people later into games. So again, in this first stage of my strategy, basically sit 0-2 before you actually start swinging. And again, I need you guys to make sure that you're paying attention to the strikes that you're actually taking. Because again, if he opens up super aggressive, and I'm talking like 2 fastballs down the middle or a sinker down the middle if you're facing Kluber, and he's not really painting the corner, but he's hitting you with 2 aggressive pitches early, then you need to make sure that you're aware of that. Is he only throwing low out of the zone? Because while I haven't gotten to that yet, strikeouts below the zone are going to be your most common thing, because it's very difficult to lay off a changeup down as much as it is to try and hit a fastball up and in as you get better. And again, like I said, this is a video for players that are well below average at MLB, and they're looking to just get a little bit better. And why I think this strategy is going to improve your game is because, A, it comes in levels and actual, like, your progression, but more importantly is you actually have a strategy, because going into the game and just trying to react to what your opponent is giving you is not going to be a good way unless you have insane instincts and timing. And again, for the audience that's watching this, you probably don't, and that's why you're watching this. So again, 0-2 before you start swinging, and then make sure you're also looking at the pitches that he is giving you in multiple situations. The pitch that is most important is his first pitch to you and the pitch that he actually strikes you out on. Those are the two most important, because as the game goes on, you're going to really notice that he will default to the same thing. Everyone has a tendency, and if you're playing a ranked seasons game, 9 innings is a long time, and it's a lot of pitches, so they are just going to default, not really think as they're, going through your normal progression and lineup, and, you haven't really scored anything up until like the 4th inning. They're going to start thinking the same thing over and over again, and that is when you start to jump. So, again, take 0-2 for about the first 2 to 3 innings, because after that, that is where things are going to start to change. So here is a perfect example of a game in which I use this strategy and how it works so effectively as the game goes on. So as you notice, his first pitch to me is an inside fastball, which is fine, and then I carry on throughout the rest of the at-bat, again, just watching. And you'll notice that he fires a fastball, and I'm basically all teed up for it. Same with the changeup, and that's fine. Again, guys, it'll be frustrating at first because you're going to lay off pitches that you can hit, but you need to be able to see as many as you can if you are someone who struggles at the plate. So in this specific inning, again, my first at-bat is a flyout after 4 pitches, which is fine by me because, again, in the first inning, you're trying to get as much information as you can against your opponent. Now, I get Mike Trout up, very next at-bat. His first pitch to me is a fastball. So now that's 2 in a row where he's opening up with a fastball that is out of the zone, and that's fine. And the reason, again, why taking pitches early on in the game is so important is because you get a full actual look at them. When you're moving your PCI around and not really worrying about swinging, you're actually getting the full look of the pitch. A lot of people will just swing at a sinker, and they're swinging where they deem that is the appropriate time, and a lot of it is right before the break, and that's why you ground out or miss it entirely. And seeing the full pitch as it comes in, whether it be a fastball, sinker, any breaking pitch, or the changeup, you actually see the full movement throughout the entire thing as you bring the PCI along with it. And that is going to be something super important because, again, in this specific example, you're going to see what happens as the game goes on. All right, so the third batter of this game, and again, it's a fastball up. He misses it. So now that is 3 straight at-bats that he has opened up with a fastball, and they've all been balls, but he is still trying to paint the corner of it. Now, even with Reggie Jackson, if I were to actually swing at those, because I know they're going to be fastballs, those are going to be gone regardless. And look what happened again. It's back-to-back batters that have gone 2-0 on fastballs where he then lays a changeup in the zone to get a strike. And again, these are just tendencies that you're going to pick up on against anyone that you play. And again, 4th batter, fastball up and in. So again, guys, these are not going to be the super supreme elite pitchers that you're going to play all the time, but the majority of who you're going up against in, around your skill level, a lot of them are going to do this because they get into a rhythm. They don't realize that, even though you're not getting home runs and whatnot, they don't realize that you're actually watching this. So let's carry on and show you what happens throughout later on in the game. All right, so now we're into the 2nd inning, all right? And again, the first pitch he throws to me is a fastball up. Now, that is more than enough for me to know that that is a tendency. I mean, this is almost every single at-bat. That is what he's trying to do, is give me a fastball, up and in, somewhere around the line to try and paint the corner. So I lay off this one, trying to wait for 2 strikes, but I know that he is going to hit me with a fastball yet again up because that is what he's done every single batter, and now's the time to actually start swinging. And again, as the game goes on, you're going to start being able to pick it up. I've watched this fastball for about, 7 straight at-bats, and I've got the timing down because I've sat there and watched it. And again, the next batter, fastball up. So another extremely important thing I want to get across to you guys. In no situation when you are a mediocre player should you be swinging at anything with your pitcher until you're on 2 strikes. You want to take as many free pitches as you can because you are going to tire out the pitcher more than just, the 10% chance that you can actually get a hit with your pitcher. So in this instance, it works out perfect. He's trying to paint the corner, and I don't care at all because I'm not swinging until there's 2 strikes with Kluber at the plate. There's just no point to that. I'm driving up his pitch count, tiring him out so that in the later innings that he's still in the game, I've seen enough pitches from him and the tendencies that he uses that I can actually smash him. And you're going to see how I take advantage of it again. He has started me out on a fastball up in the zone almost every single at-bat, and I've just absolutely demolished this one because Well, he walked my pitcher, and I have Didi Gregorius up, so now is the time to actually smash it. And again, guys, you are going to be stunned at how many times that this will happen in a game against a mediocre opponent. There's just they're very, very habit oriented. You're going to have guys that will do the same thing over and over again, and if you fall into their trap, whether it's them pitching in the dirt every single at bat and you're swinging at it because you can't lay off, that's on you to adjust. Same thing with not being able to hit a fastball up and in. But if you sit there and watch as many pitches as you can, you are going to then be able to track it a little bit better when you've actually decided to make the move to start swinging. So again, guys, the thing I want to get across to you the most is that as you're struggling in MLB, the fact of just having a strategy, let alone it doesn't matter which one you're employing, the fact that you have one is going to make you so much better at this game. Because if you start reacting and just trying to hit every pitch and reacting to whatever your opponent is giving you, you're literally just doing the exact opposite of what you're trying to do, and that's pick up on their tendency. They are just picking up on your tendency. If you can't hit a pitch in the dirt, but you keep swinging at every pitch in the dirt that he throws you, then guess what? He's just going to keep doing it, and if you can't lay off of it, you're just going to get frustrated. He's going to score one run, and you're just kind of toast. And I feel like there's so many players like that. The second they give up a run, they just think, oh, that's it, when that shouldn't be the case. And that is what this strategy will help you with, because as you progress with it, okay, as you can start to actually time the pitches, and again, that was something I discussed earlier, is that timing is, when you talk about timing, it's being able to hit the fastball up and in. The second that you can actually catch up to a fastball, when you know that he is going to throw a fastball to you, that's pitch selection, and you can actually hit it, that is when you're going to start seeing a gigantic jump in your gameplay. Now, something that I want to get across with this strategy to help you reset, because there's going to be times where you start to try and hit pitches on the first and second one without taking 2 strikes, and that's fine. That's the progression of this strategy. But the thing that you need to realize is that you need to reset halfway through the game. If you were finding that you're swinging at the first pitch, maybe you had a quick inning, and he's starting to give you what you really struggle with, whatever that is, whether it be the the high fastball or the low breaking ball, whatever it is, you need to reset. Going back to the 0-2 one again will at least make him pitch, and the more pitches you see, the more chances that he will have to mess up, and that is what you're looking for. So I talked about this strategy coming in multiple kind of segments earlier. And what those are is essentially, as you get more and more comfortable, you're starting to hit a lot more home runs or hits using the the 0-2 strategy, which will work for you guys. Not only that, it'll draw a lot of walks for players that are just try to avoid you and will just throw 4 straight balls because they can't really hit the zone. What you want to start doing is then wait to 0-1. Make sure you take until you take until that first strike, and then again, as the innings go on and the pitcher has picked up on that, he's going to know that you don't swing on the first strike. That is when you start to attack. And then as you get even better on the 0-1 strategy, then you remove it back, and you've seen enough pitches, you've played enough of the game. It might take you 100 to 200 games before you are super comfortable at reading all the pitches, but at a certain point, that is what this strategy will slowly help you build. And again, like I said, it is just the fact of having a strategy going into the game as a hitter that is going to make you more comfortable, a harder opponent to play against. It's something that's going to get you a lot more wins. So again, guys, those strategies and the strategy that I run are for players that are super struggling at online in Diamond Dynasty. They are not going to work for someone that is elite already because, well, I mean, you're already elite for a reason. The thing about MLB is that it's a lot of instinct and a lot of patience, and that's not really something that anyone can teach anyone. So the strategy, the 0-2 strategy, at least that is going to help you develop the awareness and patience and whatnot that is required to be very, very good at this game. And as you start to get better, you dial back the strikes that you take before you start moving up. And then again, you start to actually crush your opponent because he thinks that he's picked up on what you're doing. So it's a full game of adjustments. And I hope you guys, enjoyed the video, and I hope this does help you. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, as I do, MLB content throughout this season as well as NHL. And I'll see you guys next time.